Well, I thought defensively the second half our activity was better. The first half, I just thought we gave them way too many open looks. Second half, they hit a couple tough ones. Hunter comes in there and hits a couple. Erickson, which kind of put us on our heels. But no, on a night we don't shoot it at all. 4 for 20. Don't shoot free throws well. But I thought at halftime, I told them if we hold them under 70 and get the rebounds straightened out, we were being good shape. We tied them on the boards and second chance points, 12-7. So did just enough to get a win.
Coach Dante had a much better second half, obviously. Is that something you guys game planned for at halftime or something that just came?
Well, I thought we missed him some the first half, and they were doubling him every time he caught it, and we didn't make plays out of the double team. Guys were standing. And it wasn't Dante's fault. Guys were just standing there watching him. But Jermaine made some really nice over-the-top plays. He rebound, put back. So, last two games, fellas, he's gone 18 for 19. And I know I'm not very smart, but you got to give him the ball. I thought we missed him some in the first half. Second half, I'm not sure we did. And Jermaine had a couple turnovers, trying to get him, in bad situation. But, we need to get him looks, and he's difference maker. Another double-double, 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 for 9. And like I said, if he hits a couple free throws, and then defensively, the second half, he was really good again. He had 4 steals, but his activity in the paint, that's the second game in a row defensively, the second half. He gets a foul in the first half, and he gets worried about getting a second one, but his defensive effort in the second half I thought was really good.
How much did Carlson going down?
But I'm not worried about anybody else's injuries. We got 4 guys sitting on the side, so I'm not. And he's a wonderful player. He had 17 the first half, and he gets 1 the second half. So he's a fifth-year guy that's really good. Fortunately for them, Hunter comes in and hits a couple, and they had some other guys step up. Matson hit some really tough ones, but there's no doubt, him not playing makes a difference. But again, that's just part of the game. We've suffered through that, for a few years here. So again, it didn't help them, but we got 4 guys that aren't playing too.
Just Kwami being able to play in the second half from a matchup perspective, helping you guys with the size of things.
I'm gonna have to look at the film. I know he did some good things, but he hit a couple buckets, but he rushed a couple so bad just trying to get them off. I know he missed a couple defensive assignments, but no, his size helps us. It gives us another player to rotate, So I'm gonna have to look at the film just to see exactly. But I remember a couple real positive things, but I also got some thoughts in my mind about some things he didn't do very well. So I'll have to take a look. But he didn't turn the ball over. That's he rushed that offensive rebound he got late there. He just rushes some things inside that he's just got to trust himself, get a little more physical, and slow down a little bit.
How does the win set the team up for the Pac-12 tournament?
Well, it's going to be tough. You look at the teams that are playing the first day. We'll either play UCLA, Arizona State, or Oregon State. So whoever wins the game tonight between UCLA and Arizona State, I believe, will be the 5th seed, and then Oregon State is 12. So we'll play the winner of that game, and we got to get our legs back. We hit shots early, and then we didn't hit, and that happened against Colorado. We're not going to do much this week. We got to get ready for Thursday. We're going to try to take as much time, try to do as much film work, individual work. But I just think, we look tired. And I'm not using that as an excuse, but I just don't think we look energetic, and I even noticed it at shoot around this morning. I'm like, guys, it's senior day, 14 years, we always get fired up for senior day. Let's go, and it just, and again, like Jackson, he had some shots that second half, that he usually hits. He's 1 for 7. Jermaine looked, a little tired. The only one that didn't look tired was Dante, So, but when he gets tired, it's pretty obvious, So, again, we just fortunate we don't play till Thursday. I will say that. I'm glad we got in the top 4. I'm glad we don't play till Thursday. And then we just got to go swing away. And you can't win 3 unless you win the first one. And it won't be a picnic with any one of those 3 teams. Split with UCLA. We had a real tough time with Oregon State both times. Arizona State was a ball game until late. We hit some shots late to make the spread look a lot worse than it was. So we're going to have a ball game whoever we play. And so can't win the tournament unless you win the first one. And we just got to get ready for Thursday, I think at 2:30, and get ready to go.
Really big picture sense, because we talk after each game, obviously, about that game or the weekend, but this is another 20-win season. And despite all the injuries that we've talked about for every day, it seems like, you still finished 4th. You're still getting a bye. You still have a 20-win season. And, all right, it may or may not be an NIT-bound team again, and that is disappointing for folks. But there was success here. Despite all these issues, you still finish in 4th place and have a 20-win season. That is still success in the big picture, is it not?
Well, James, I feel that way. I mean, I know fans are disappointed we're not in the big dance unless we win the tournament. At this point of the season, you want to be in the big dance and know you're going to the conference tournament just to improve your seed. Okay, I know all that. But our guys never quit. I mean, we never gave in to it. And I'm going to use Dante again. You judge people by how they overcome adversity. This is a guy who came his freshman year, came late, had tremendous tendonitis in his knee, and just tried to get through his freshman year. Tears his ACL in his sophomore year. And again, for a 250-pound man that's 6'11", I didn't tell him at the time, but that's one of the hardest injuries to come back from. All right? You're tall, you weigh 250 pounds. That's a hard injury to come back from. His 3rd year, he wore a brace all year, and he struggled. Okay? I mean, he didn't have confidence in the knee. And, it takes a year to get that healthy, and he hurt it in December, and he tries to come back the following December. So he's out of shape, Last year, he's in pretty good shape, and everybody else gets hurt. Okay? I mean, Jermaine doesn't come until January. Key tears his plantar fascia, so he's out for a bunch. Will's fighting back and hip problems. But Dante never complained, never bitched, and just tried to come every game and give us everything. And then this year, I mean, he has to have knee surgery after the first game. And again, and I tell the guys all the time, life is here and you're judged by when you get here, do you come back? And he has. It's a valuable lesson to learn for any of us. You don't give in to it. Jermaine tore his knee up last year. He fights back. Like I said, Key's fighting injuries, and guys, they didn't quit. So I'll be the first one. I'm extremely disappointed. We're not in a different position. All right. But I'm not mad at those guys. I'm mad at, I didn't bring them along. I'm mad at myself. I haven't got them to understand how we had to play to win games with these 8 guys. Okay, I'm the defensive mistakes I talked about. That's as much my fault. We haven't practiced hard enough because I'm worried about injuries. So hindsight's 20/20. But we haven't been physical enough in practice because I was scared somebody else was going to get hurt. So we did all this dry stuff, and that just doesn't prepare you. But last 2 years, it's on my mind. We've gotten guys hurt, and I'm like, well, if we go too much live and one guy sprains an ankle or one more guy goes down, we still got to play the games. We can't forfeit. We got to show up and play the games. So I did a terrible job. I didn't get them physical enough. The freshmen, just KJ's got more in there. We didn't get it out of him. And, so anyway, that's my rant for the day. God dang, I was so good there, James, and then you get me going. So, but I do want to emphasize, I am not upset with them at all. Okay, they fought. They tried to compete. Yes, we made mistakes. And do I get upset when we're making mistakes in March that we shouldn't? That's what coaches do. They get upset when their team doesn't do what we ask them to do. But they've stayed together. They've battled. They've come to practice every day. They've great attitudes. So I am not upset with them at all. Like I said, I'm mad at myself for not maybe getting them physically where they needed to be. But we got a chance. I know it's a long shot. I don't need anybody to tell me. And I told them that in the block. I said, fellas, it's a long shot. We got to play 3 games, 8 days with 10 guys. All right, we're going to need a break or two. We're going to have to hit a few more shots than we hit today. But we're going to go swing away and see what we can make happen. And, with Dante, you always got a chance. And we can get him the ball enough, we got a chance. And so, again, we'll be ready to go. And like I said, you got to win the first one to have any chance, and it won't be easy in any stretch of the imagination.
On a more positive note, what does it mean to be able
Well, I
to
was positive about the players. I was mad at myself, okay? But
what does it mean to send this senior group out with a W on senior night?
oh, no. Fellas, I want guys to walk out of here feeling good. EJ Singler was on the bench afterwards, and it just brought back memories. I want guys to feel good when they walk out of here, and that's, upset for the seniors that we didn't have conference championship. We didn't, we weren't playing for a conference championship today, so, but no, I hope the seniors enjoy it. We got to win, so no, it's always important on senior day to walk out with your head up, and feel good. And, like I said, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, and, when the guys don't hate me quite as much, have Dylan Brooks in the crowd the other day, and then Dylan stays and watch film with me. He's up in my office, Coach, we got to get him to play hard. We got to get him to guard better, and say, well, you're a master of the obvious there, Dylan. I do understand that, but to have those guys, involved and following us, and so, no, it was good. And like I said, I really got so much respect for Dante fighting through all the injuries, Jermaine fighting through his injury, Gabe, one of the most unselfish guys, I've worked with in 44 years of coaching. I mean, it was all about the team. He knew the scouting report. He didn't play. He didn't care. He's in there talking to the guys. I mean, he's really selfless. And Big Mo comes in for a year, gives us something. Cario, Key, it's really good class. And then we had a couple managers out there, Alex and Will. And you talk about unselfish. Managers are the most unselfish. If you run a business, you ought to hire basketball or football managers, or managers for whatever sports team, because all they care about and their work ethic and organization, those guys that are managers, recommendations for them are real easy to give. I write letters for those guys. I got no problem because those guys all very unselfish workers. So